Hey folks, Dr. Mike Israel here for Renaissance Periodization, coming at you with video number 13 in our Hypertrophy Made Simple video series. If you want more details about all the topics covered here, check out the Hypertrophy Guide Central Hub on our website and our other longer form YouTube videos on this very channel. Video number 13, how to prioritize muscle groups. Let's check out why we need to be prioritizing in the first place. Can't you just train everything? You absolutely can, but a couple of reasons to prioritize. Reason number one is that one side of your body or one muscle might be bigger than the other. For example, one of your biceps is bigger than the other. You want to put some emphasis on that other one. Or let's say your legs are a whole lot bigger than your upper body, so you want to prioritize your upper body for a while. Totally fine reason. Reason number two, there are limited resources, and sometimes when you're training really, really hard, training more of one means less of another. So for example, if you want to train your legs and back really hard, really grow your legs and back, you might have to pull away on your chest and shoulder and maybe some arm training in order to just give your body the resources and the energy it needs to really do good workouts for the prioritized muscle groups. And number three, my favorite personal reason for specializing and prioritizing, you just plain old want something to stand out. Big arms are never wrong. So if someone asks you, why are you prioritizing arms? You just got to look at them like, what? Why the hell wouldn't I? So those are the reasons to prioritize. And look, if you don't meet any of the reasons, you just want everything to grow, that's totally cool. Keep on growing everything normally. If you want to prioritize, here's how to do it. A simple 6-step checklist. Number one, you want to train the local muscle group that you're prioritizing from its local minimum effective volume to its local maximum recoverable. Systemic fatigue should not limit you. So if you're not training your legs as much as you could be because the rest of you is beat up, your soul is beat up, you got to reduce some other muscle groups more or something so that your legs are getting trained as much as they can tolerate, not the rest of your body. Local limits, not systemic limits. Next, in most of the weekly sessions which you train prioritized muscle groups, they should be trained first. That's when you have the most energy. So if you're prioritizing your chest, it's chest, then back, chest, then biceps, chest, then triceps, not the other way around in any of your sessions. Number three, you want to consider training a muscle that you're prioritizing at least at first and training it really hard after a layoff from the previous week. So for example, if you take Sunday off, if you really want to prioritize back, Monday should probably be back training after a day of full rest. You don't want to say you're prioritizing back and your biggest back workout of the week is on a Friday or on a Saturday after a long week of all the other training and all the work that you do. You want to start fresh. Super, super important. Number four, you want to choose exercises that have the highest raw stimulus magnitudes, the one that really mess up the target muscle. Yeah, stimulus to fatigue ratio is important, but when you're prioritizing, you want to hammer things. You're not so concerned about fatigue spillover because you can reduce other muscle group volumes for that. So for example, if squats really just destroy your quads, but they beat up the rest of you as well and they make your training for other muscle groups tougher, no big deal. If you want bigger legs, squatting is number one, which is one of the reasons why a lot of bodybuilders who want to bring up muscle groups do way more of the compound heavy barbell work for them because that stuff causes a huge stimulus. It's worth it, causes a lot of fatigue. So when you're not trying to bring up a muscle group, you might do less barbell work. So give that some thought. You want to choose the most hardcore exercises that really mess up the muscle group. Don't worry about the fatigue too much. Worry about that later when you're training more in a balance. Next, you want to increase the frequency for that muscle a little bit more than you normally would, probably starting to get towards its highest sustainable. So if you can train biceps twice a week and recover just fine, that's not really biceps priority. Maybe you should train your biceps 3 times a week for a little while. Maybe you should train it 4 times a week and really milk it out to where, oh my God, if I start training biceps 5 times a week, my biceps will fall off. A couple months of that, barely sustainable, will get you ahead on the biceps and you can reduce frequency or volume for the other muscle groups in order to make room for that kind of adaptation, for that kind of training. And that's number 6. The last point is you want to reduce the most interfering muscles to their minimum effective volume or even to their maintenance volume, like roughly a third of what you'd normally do. Most interfering would be the ones that really get in the way. For example, if you're really prioritizing chest, triceps are really interfering in that because if your triceps are cooked from a ton of tricep training, all your presses are going to be tricep limited. So if you're really prioritizing chest, you got to reduce some triceps. If you're really prioritizing biceps, you should probably reduce some back because all back training makes your biceps tired pretty much. If you're systemically limited, if the reason you can't push your legs into the stratosphere is because your back and chest and all the other training is really breaking you down, you want to look at reducing the systemic load by reducing the systemic exercises more in the systemic muscle groups. For example, chest, shoulders, back, that stuff really beats you up. Reduce that if you want to do more leg training. Don't reduce your forearm volume and your calf volume because that doesn't interfere with anything. It barely causes any kind of systemic influence. When you're prioritizing your legs, instead of doing less back for all exercises, do less things like barbell rows and one-arm dumbbell rows that really hit the structural parts of your back. Your spinal erectors are really super heavy, hit your glutes as well and hamstrings. Barbell rows do that just for stabilization. If you do more machine stuff for your back, more vertical pulling, you can still do a ton of leg training and not have to back off on all of the back stuff that you're doing. Last question, how many muscles should you reduce and how many muscles at the same time should you prioritize? Literally, however it makes sense for you to still get great training for the prioritized muscles. So you might say, okay, I'm going to prioritize 4 muscles and put 2 on the back burner. You try that and you realize like there's no way you can do justice to 4 muscles. Just not great training. So you go 3 and 3. And all of a sudden, 3 prioritized and 3 on the back burner, you're getting amazing training for the prioritized muscle groups. That's awesome. If it takes 2 muscles, that's what it takes. If you can do 6 muscles and just have 1 on the back burner, that's also fine too. Folks, give this a thought. If you want to prioritize, do it. You don't have to, but it's always a good way to do it right if you're going to do it. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.